This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hi everyone, thanks so much for joining us for USVI News. I'm Emily Matson. We begin with the very latest active COVID case counts here in the U.S. Virgin Islands, as well as details of a worrisome new variant. According to the latest numbers from the VI Department of Health, 82 people are currently testing positive for COVID-19 here in the VI. There are 70 active cases on St. Croix right now, 11 in St. Thomas, and 1 active case on St. John. Meantime, health leaders here in the VI say the positivity rate is down, which is good news, but they're advising everyone to please stay vigilant. That's as we try to reduce the numbers on St. Croix and also as the world braces for the latest COVID variant, Omicron.
We must be vigilant as this new variant has been described as highly contagious. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention continues to investigate the details of this new variant, and the Department of Health is following. It was first reported to the World Health Organization by South Africa, where it was initially discovered, and mild symptoms were noted in patients. The Virgin Islands Department of Health regularly sends samples to Yale University for sequencing and will continue to monitor samples in an effort to detect any new variants. CDC experts speaks to Omicron and it's going to be identified rather quickly if it emerges in the United States. Some countries have already implemented travel bans as a result of the new variant. CDC also recommends that you do not travel internationally until you are fully vaccinated. Check your destinations, see the COVID-19 situation and travel requirements before traveling. Countries may have their own entry and exit requirements. For travel to the U.S. Virgin Islands, please visit usviupdate.com. Prevention strategies that work against all variants include mask wearing, avoiding mass gatherings, especially in public indoor settings, hand washing, social distancing, and there's one more prevention, and that is the vaccination. Take your best shot. Please vaccinate.
So this new coronavirus variant is raising concerns as we kick off the holiday season. Health experts, not only here in the VI, but around the world, are keeping a close eye on it. But as reporter Britt Conway reports, answers to a number of the questions about this variant are likely still weeks away.
Prepare for the worst.
We don't know that much yet.
Clearly more questions than answers at this point.
Questions about the COVID-19 variant Omicron, first identified in South Africa and declared a variant of concern by the World Health Organization Friday. At least a dozen countries have reported cases, and multiple countries, including the U.S., are shutting their doors to South Africa and its neighbors as health experts around the world scramble to learn more about the variant.
We're hearing conflicting stories, some saying it's causing mild illness, others saying that there are some severe cases in hospitals in South Africa.
We don't know yet as to whether this is more contagious than the Delta variant. Is it more deadly? We don't know. And we also don't know what is the level of protection that our existing vaccines offer against this new variant.
I think our vaccines will hold up. The question is how much of a hit to their effectiveness will it take? We don't know.
At the White House Sunday, the president met with his COVID-19 response team, where Dr. Anthony Fauci said it would be about 2 more weeks to have more definitive information on the transmissibility, severity, and other characteristics of the variant. In the meantime, experts say we need to be proactive with vaccinations and boosters.
We've made so much progress when it comes to COVID. It would be really devastating if we let it go at this point.
I'm Britt Conway reporting.
A jury is in place and opening statements began on Monday for the trial of GHISLAINE Maxwell. It comes 2 years after the jailhouse suicide of Jeffrey Epstein. The jury selection process began on November 16th and concluded on Monday. So 18 jurors in this high-profile case have been seated, 12 to deliberate on the verdict and 6 alternates, the judge urging them to keep an open mind until the trial is over. Maxwell pleaded not guilty to multiple charges of sex trafficking and perjury. Prosecutors accused her of aiding Jeffrey Epstein between 1994 and 2004 to recruit and groom underage girls as young as 14 years old. Federal prosecutors allege Maxwell was Epstein's accomplice in the sex trafficking conspiracy involving underage girls, with many of the sex crimes happening at Epstein's private island here in the Virgin Islands. The trial is expected to last over a month and will include testimony from women who say they were abused by Epstein as teenagers. If convicted, this 59-year-old Maxwell faces up to 80 years in prison. An act is moving forward in the VI legislature which aims to prevent discrimination when it comes to hair texture. Protective styles like braids, locks, twists, cornrows, afros, and other styles. Members of the Committee on Education and Workforce Development discussed the proposed Virgin Islands Crown Act, which is also being addressed nationally and globally.
It would have been good for us to at least have the testimony from the Department of Justice here to see if they have logged any type of level of discrimination in the schools, or even the Department of Education regarding our students wearing protective hairstyles, even locks, because we know a lot of our young people who attend school right now, they wear locks. Number of students, is their preference to wear their hair in natural styles. So my concern is whether you have an issue here regarding discrimination relative to the hair texture and hairstyle here in the Virgin Islands. It's good that we are having these type of discussions, but I am still out to bat, and I'm really concerned whether this is really a legislation that is fitting for here in the Virgin Islands. Thank you, Madam Chair, for the time.
Thank you, Senator Joseph. Point of information, Senator Francis Heiliger.
I do appreciate the conversation we're having today. One of the things that I do in bringing forward legislation and the decision to bring this forward, it had nothing to do with nationally. I recognize that this was a problem here in our community after having several conversations with individuals that live here. And I'm going to admit, at the beginning I said, but the majority of us are black. So why would that be an issue? But when I started to listen, when one woman told me that she was passed up for a promotion in this very government because she had locks in her hair, that's a problem. When you have a child that's being told that we don't want you to play in our little group at school because we don't like your hairstyle, that is a problem. It's a lot of things that because we assume that we have the skin color, we don't recognize that we do it to ourselves. So I am not going to assume that because we are predominantly black here, we're not recognizing that these are issues in our community. We also have to take note that quite often some of the very people that employ the majority of us are not black. And their requirement for their workplace at times causes issues for those that are black, that when it comes to their protective hairstyles. So we have to keep all of this in context.
Interesting and surprising. This is still a problem to this day. Paradise Jam 2021 has wrapped up in the territory, finishing with exciting women's hoop action. For the first time, the tournament partnered with ESPN, where dozens of games were streamed and viewed on ESPN3, as well as their other online platforms. USVI News' Ali Born-Vanek wraps up our coverage as the women's tournament set the stage for exciting basketball once again.
I'm here with Nels with Paradise Jam. It has been such an exciting last couple of weeks.
It has 24 games, all on ESPN, as we've said before in a previous interview. Just exciting. The whole world can see how beautiful people enjoy basketball, how beautiful the islands are, and they need to get themselves down here to spend a lot of money so everybody down here can do a lot better.
And I want to just go back and circle back real quick. Hundreds of commercials. The Virgin Islands has been put on such an enormous stage with Paradise Jam.
Yeah, there's 400 commercials that the Department of Tourism gets. They're running 11 different commercials, and so that's averaging out 17 per game. Even in the in the ABC, CBS, NBC, nobody does 17 per game. They're expensive, but part of my contract with ESPN is to give as many commercials as I can to tourism, and so that we can spread the love how beautiful place this really is.
We were also just talking, I mean, we're seeing so many young Virgin Islanders in this crowd. They are locked in, as I think you put it, just watching this activity. How cool is it to see some of these youth just so in tune and really just being inspired by this great basketball?
Well, it's nice to be back after 2 years, right? And just to give people, some entertainment, some mental relaxation a little bit. And I mean, you go to any one of these people's arenas, you spend a few $100s, to go watch, and you're not sitting anywhere close. You can almost touch the players, and you could smell a woman's perfume probably. You're that close. But it's and when I came here 25 years ago, I fell in love with the people, and they're still the same. They treat people with respect. They're just resilient. They don't complain. You've been through so much, and yet you say, okay, God is good. We're gonna get through this, and then maybe something else happens. So I'm just here to say there's continued hope. We're not going anywhere, and we hope for more sports tourism things to come, not necessarily through our company, but encouraging other sports to come out and doing things, and also at some point in time, hopefully some special facilities for our future Virgin Island, Olympic athletes.
Absolutely, 100%. Nels, is there anything else that you would like to share?
You know what? VI till I die.
Hey, again. VI.
So nice. Virgin Islands, nice. I got you.
Love it. Nels, as always, thank you so much. You're awesome. We love Paradise Jam. Irene.
Thank you.
They're having too much fun, not fair. Sounds like the Paradise Jam was a huge success.